Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into something that virtually every modern business leader has to grapple with at some point: mobile applications. Look, we're going to explore exactly how you can transform mobile app development from a simple, basic procurement task into a powerful, strategic investment that truly connects you to your customers. If you've ever felt like building an app is just handing some developer a random list of ingredients without really knowing what you're cooking or who you're even serving it to, well, you are definitely in the right place. Let's dig into a strategic framework for turning your business vision into a scalable mobile solution. Okay, let's jump right in. When the pressure is on to launch an app, I know it's incredibly tempting to just start brainstorming a giant list of cool features. We've all been there, right? But honestly, jumping straight to features is exactly where the first major strategic leak happens. A feature list, well, it only describes the mechanics. Instead, your absolute first step has to be answering this one critical question: what must this app accomplish for your business? Are we talking about reducing customer service calls by 30%, or maybe improving your field team's productivity by 2 hours a day? A concrete business objective defines true value, and that is exactly where you have to start. To get us to that value, here is our agenda for today's Explainer. We'll be covering 1. The mobile business imperative. 2. Why choose custom apps? 3. The app development process. 4. Building user-centric experiences. 5. Choosing your tech partner. And 6. Launch, learn, and evolve. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the mobile business imperative. The crucial point here is that writing down a clear, measurable objective feels super basic, which is exactly why it often gets completely glossed over in the excitement to start building. But without that objective, you have no true north. By anchoring your decisions with absolute clarity, you avoid so much costly guesswork. When a stunning but highly complex new feature gets pitched by the team, you can simply stop and ask, wait, how does this actually help us achieve our core objective? If there isn't a clear answer, you just saved a massive amount of time and money, preventing those pesky nice-to-have features from inflating your budget. This clarity literally transforms your app from a dreaded IT cost center into a strategic business initiative that drives real operational efficiency. That brings us right into Section 2. Why choose custom apps? Once you have that objective locked in, you have to decide how to build it. And frankly, off-the-shelf solutions often fall flat. A perceived gap in your industry's digital maturity is exactly where your advantage lies. Generic templates, they only answer broad, generic needs. They're rigid. It's essentially like renting space on someone else's platform. You're playing by their rules. On the other hand, custom applications solve specific, highly unique operational problems. You get to digitize niche processes that your competitors might completely ignore. This gives you highly scalable, totally personalized digital real estate that's perfectly aligned with your business goals. It captures your unique operational intelligence to give you a very real, sustained edge in the market. Moving right along to Section 3, the app development process. Let's completely demystify how these custom apps are actually built. You hear the buzzword agile thrown around a lot these days, but for a business leader, agile absolutely shouldn't mean chaos or a total lack of planning. In reality, agile is just a strategic dialogue. It's a method of reducing your absolute biggest risk, which is building the wrong thing, by developing in short, hyper-focused bursts called sprints. Instead of that old-school traditional approach where you hold your breath and wait 6 months for a grand reveal that totally misses the mark, Agile builds in constant checkpoints. You're reviewing working software regularly and giving feedback that directly shapes the very next cycle. It basically turns development from a one-way monologue into a dynamic, continuous conversation. So let's walk through how this continuous conversation builds a rock-solid product across 5 structured steps. Step 1 is planning and strategy, which is where we establish that core business objective. Step 2 is UI and UX design, where we translate those big goals into actual visual interfaces. Step 3 relies on those agile application development sprints we just talked about. Step 4 ensures everything actually functions through rigorous testing and quality assurance. And finally, Step 5 covers deployment and ongoing maintenance. Every single phase here relies entirely on the success of the last one to create a reliable, business-focused solution. Now, a bulletproof backend means absolutely nothing if the interface isn't intuitive for the person holding the phone. So let's look at Section 4, building user-centric experiences. I absolutely love this concept. When you finally build a working prototype, you really shouldn't just use it as a flashy presentation tool for stakeholders in a boardroom. You need to put it in front of real, actual people who mirror your end users. And when you do, just watch them. Seriously, don't speak. Where do they hesitate? Which feature do they completely ignore? Their silent struggle is literally your purest form of feedback. It exposes the hidden flaws that theoretical boardroom discussions will miss every single time. Framing your prototype as a research artifact completely changes the game. A user flow that looks beautifully logical drawn out on a whiteboard might feel incredibly convoluted when a human thumb actually has to navigate it on a glass screen. Prototyping pressure tests that business logic. It aligns your entire team around a single testable reality, totally eliminating misinterpretations. And here is the best part. Finding a friction point at this stage allows you to fix it in mere hours, changing that exact same flow later in hard-coded production that takes days or weeks and costs real, actual money. So, you know what you want to build, and you know exactly how it should feel. Section 5 brings us to a make or break decision, choosing your tech partner. Remember, you aren't just buying a product off a shelf here. You are initiating a deep, complex, ongoing collaboration. Technical skill is just the baseline requirement. It's literally just the price of admission. What you absolutely must evaluate is a partner's character and their genuine curiosity about your specific business model. Are they probing your internal processes and asking about your user frustrations, or are they just blindly nodding at your feature list, super eager to spit out a price quote? You need a true partner, someone capable of deep inquiry into your operational challenges, with a totally transparent communication style for the long haul. If you want a foolproof way to spot red flags early, ask potential partners this exact question. Share this with your team right now. Don't just ask about their big wins. Ask them how they navigated a moving deadline or a major project misunderstanding in the past. Their answer is going to reveal their true operational integrity. Listen, app development will always have unexpected moments of turbulence. You need a team that collaborates and problem solves with you in the trenches, rather than one that just points fingers and hides behind a statement of work. All right, we've reached the final stage, Section 6, Launch, Learn, and Evolve. Before you even think about hitting that launch button, you have to realize the quality assurance, or QA, goes so much further than just squashing bugs. QA is really about safeguarding your core brand promise. Does your checkout flow still work perfectly on an older, slower phone with a bad cell connection? If a push notification arrives, does it seamlessly guide the user to the exact right place? See, these aren't just minor glitches. These are vital moments where user trust is either built or completely broken. A frustrating user experience needs to immediate uninstalls and those dreaded one-star reviews that absolutely tank your conversion rates. Rigorous QA nurtures your user goodwill every single day. And once you are actually live, you enter this amazing continuous value loop. That very first version of your app, it's really just a hypothesis. But now you get to test it with real-world data. You have to look past vanity metrics like simple download numbers and analyze actual behavioral metrics. Where exactly do users drop off? What specific features are they using every single day? By week 2, you can start hypothesizing updates based on this real data. Moving into month 1, you actively improve those features and iron out the friction. And by month 2, you are releasing regular, cyclical updates. True success in mobile is an ongoing evolution, adapting the application as the market and your customer needs inevitably change. To wrap up our explainer today, let's quickly review the core takeaways. Number 1, always begin with a single, highly quantifiable business goal to anchor every decision. Number 2, leverage prototypes heavily to interrogate your assumptions before you spend a dime on heavy coding. Number 3, treat your developers as integrated strategic allies, not just order takers. Number 4, embrace those iterative, agile development rhythms to cut your project risk. And finally, number 5, view your launch day as the start of a continuous learning cycle, not the finish line. Custom app development is really about cultivating a living, breathing digital capability. A beautifully architected app doesn't just sit there gathering digital dust. It actively evolves right alongside your business and your customers. If you are finally ready to stop buying static software and start building dynamic capabilities, I highly recommend checking out the source material for this explainer. You can explore Mobisoft Infotech's professional mobile app development services at mobisoftinfotech.com. The market certainly isn't going to stand still, and honestly, neither should your digital strategy. So here's a thought to leave you with. What is the absolute biggest operational bottleneck you're tolerating right now that a custom mobile solution could completely eliminate? Keep that question front and center as you plan your next big move. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.